Hello everyone, this is Lincoln Prime, and today we are taking a look at the Jurassic World Amber Collection Lost World Velociraptor. Now yes, I know I'm late to reviewing this figure, but let's be real here, I'm late to reviewing a lot of figures. But anyways, let's get right into the review. Now I do want to start off by saying that the sculpt and paint job on this figure look absolutely amazing. I can tell Mattel really wanted to put as much effort into this figure as possible. Just the overall silhouette of this raptor is just absolutely phenomenal. All the little sculpted in bumps and wrinkles look absolutely amazing on this figure, and the overall figure itself feels very, very nice. And when it comes to the paint on this figure, that is another thing that I really do enjoy. The orange looks very nice, and it does kind of fade into this lighter kind of pinkish orange, which looks okay in some aspects, maybe a little too light, but it's not bad. So I really like how it fades into everything like so. And the brown coloration for like the stripes does look pretty cool as well, and they did put a lot of care into that aspect, especially with the paint. So paint and detail are very nice, and the eyes are also painted this kind of bronzish gold color, and I think, if I am correct, yes, the eyes are painted nice and evenly, which is highly appreciated. Another cool feature is that they did paint the inside of the mouth. They did do a little bit of like a dry brushing type of detail. I'm not too sure if I'm correct there, but that does look very nice, especially like some of that shine that we do get on the inside. And there is a little bit of shading in the tongue, so that is pretty cool. The teeth are painted. Now I do have a bit of scratching on the teeth on the top here. I don't really like that. That looks awful to me. So yeah, just not the best in terms of that, but overall when it comes to just how it looks from different angles, it does look pretty okay. So yeah, so paint and detail on this figure are absolutely amazing in my opinion. Now, this figure does feature quite a bit of articulation. As you did see, he does have an opening mouth, and it is connected on two hinge joints, so it can open at that point and open at that point, and it does open pretty far. And I do like how the membranes kind of interlap or overlap with each other, and that does look very nice and dynamic, so I do like that aspect. He can look up about that far at this point and down about that far. Rotation right in here, not much, but not too little, I guess. There is a little bit of side-to-side pivot in that area. There is a ball joint in this area which can go all the way around like so you can look up farther and down farther, as well as side to side a bit more. So that is pretty nice. Sadly, there's nothing in the waist, so that is a little bit of a disappointment, but not bad. At the arms, they can move out about that far and in about that much, rotate all the way around full 360 degrees, swivel at the elbow, bend at the elbow, swivel at the wrist, and bend at the wrist. So that is about it for the arms. The legs can rotate all the way around full 360 like so. They can go out about that much and in about that much. There is a swivel at the knee, bend at the knee, swivel at this ankle type bit, and a bend at the same area. There is a pivot right in here, as well as a bend up and down, and there is even a little claw, like a toe claw thing. So that does work pretty nicely, and I do kind of like that they included that feature. And it does touch the ground, so you can probably make it do the type thing. So that is pretty good. That is pretty much it for the legs. The tail here is on a ball joint, so it can rotate all the way around to go side to side, up and down, all that kind of stuff. And then we get to this. It's a bendy wire. Not a great bendy wire, because this material is a lot more malleable than, like, say, a Mechagodzilla figure. But it's just, the bendy wire doesn't even go mostly throughout the tail, and it just kind of goes in the middle, and it doesn't work very well. And the bendy wire is a lot weaker than, like, say, on a Mechagodzilla figure. So I don't like it. This is like the worst case of bendy wire tail I have ever seen, and it just doesn't work. And sadly, because of that aspect, some of the colors on the tail just don't really match up, just because of the different material, I'm assuming. So when it kind of, you get that little bit of orange fade, and then it kind of cuts off and immediately right to there, and that just doesn't look good to me. So I don't like the bendy wire. I don't really like the material that the tail is made of. That's really the only gripe, or at least the second gripe aside from the teeth that I have about this figure. So at least something different, maybe like multi-segmented. It would have broken up the sculpt, but let's be real here, all the joints here break up the sculpt in general, so I feel like that's something that they at least could have done, but they didn't, so yeah. Although with all of her posability, you can pull off a lot of really nice dynamic looking poses. Now, while this figure might be able to stand on its own, we do still get an included base. Now keep in mind, this is called the Amber Collection. And the first Velociraptor that we got, the basic one from the first Jurassic Park movie, it came with the same exact base in a yellow color to emulate the amber look. Does that look like amber to you? Because it doesn't look like it to me. This looks like ice. It's not the ice collection, it's the amber collection, so I don't get it. But, yeah. Anyways, the way you plug in the base, all you gotta do, take this, I'm sorry you had to go through that. But yeah, so, is it my favorite action base? Not at all, actually. This is probably my least favorite action base on a figure. And it's for quite a few reasons. Number one, it is very short. So you can't really get the Raptor to jump, which is what Raptors tend to do a lot in the Jurassic franchises. They jump pretty high. So you can't really do much with that. The other thing is it's kind of a loose fit. It doesn't really plug in all that well. And the other thing is it's just... I don't know. It does have some slight posability, you know, this point does rotate like so, and as well as here, and it is kind of ratcheted, but because it's clear plastic, this might be able to break in the future, so yeah, be careful. And there is a pivot, but it's very strong, and that is another reason that this might break. So I just, I don't know. But I guess it can help the figure to stand, but oh boy, yeah. Overall, the action base itself isn't exactly needed since the figure itself can stand on its own, so you don't really need to do anything with it. Now, that is to say whether or not you get a weird copy of this figure. If the legs are a bit loose, then yeah, I'd recommend using the action base. But if it's fine, if it can stand on its own, you don't really need it. For a size comparison, here we have the Amber Collection Velociraptor next to the Hammond Collection Baryonyx, Yangchuanosaurus, Legacy T-Rex, and Indoraptor. Also, while I'm on the subject, I do want to correct myself on a mistake that I made in my last review. Yes, this figure is actually, in fact, in scale with the 3 3/4 inch scale figures. So I was wrong about it not having a scale. It is in scale with these guys, so that was my mistake. I just wanted to correct that, so yeah. Overall, for my final comments on this figure, I would highly recommend getting it if you can still find it, because this got replaced by the Hammond Collection. So Amber Collection stuff doesn't exactly exist that much anymore. I mean, you could still probably find it online for a decent price, but I would recommend finding something soon because, you know, inflation is starting to become a thing and everything's getting kind of screwy. So, yeah, if you want to get this figure, then, yeah, go for it as soon as possible, I'd recommend. Overall, it's a great figure. It does have flaws, but most figures can't really escape their flaws, and that's, you know, sadly the sad truth. The action base is kind of still a bit of a mystery to me why it's not, you know, amber instead of but yeah, it's a good figure. Just, you know, this was, however, more so experimental for Mattel at the time when they created the Amber Collection, and this was more so to experiment with fully posable figures. And I am assuming that this was more so to help them to make more, fully articulated figures, aka, the Hammond collection. So this was more so just a gateway wave, because we didn't really get much with this. We really only got Velociraptors, Dilophosaurus, I think some pterodons, and human figures. So yeah, we didn't really get much. We didn't get like a T-Rex or anything, but let's be real here, a T-Rex in this scale would be absolutely freaking huge. So, when it comes to the fact that we're getting the Hammond collection T-Rex, then that is more so like, okay, we're getting a fully articulated T-Rex, and more so at a smaller scale, but at least it fits into scale with, like, say, some of the 3 3/4 inch scale figures, so that's good. But, it's a thing. Amber collection's a thing. So anyways, guys, that is about it for this review. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.